Might be able to do a little rocket start over here. This is the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning. Yes, it's a pickup truck. Yes, it's electric. With a base price starting around $40,000, this might be the most important electric since Tesla. This is the shade. You find me in here just relaxing. So let's do a little walk around here of this guy. Up front, that's where the frunk is. It opens up. There's all kinds of cool stuff on the inside there, including charging ports. You know, really, it just looks like an F-150. Got that interior that we love, we talked about before. Come on in. Look at this. Panoramic sunroof, giant screen in the middle, super comfortable. And then of course you got some lightning badging right here. And at the back, you got a little badge down here so people can know you're really with it, you're with the future. Tailgate around back, totally usable. Let's start the walk around up front here. This is what we call the frunk. It's a front trunk. And if you know electric vehicles, you know that now there's no engine up here. So let's use the space. Lots of great usability here. Let's say you're a contractor. Let's say you're a dad and you just want to party with your friends, whatever. There are electric outlets in here for you to plug right in. There's all kinds of utility. Got your charge cables up front. Even this has utility. Ford's thought of everything. Flip this thing around. You got drink holders, you got measuring bits. It's just fantastic. This is my new favorite feature because I'm not really a pickup truck guy. Because I got bags, I got stuff to store. I want to go to a coffee shop and not have to bring in my laptop and camera. Well, Ford has solved that with this. It's about the same cargo space as you'd have in an average sedan, but you still get a truck. Win-win. And because Ford is made up of a whole bunch of really smart people, they've also done some cool stuff in the back. Push the button, tailgate slowly lifts down. How many times have you put the tailgate down like you're doing squats? Then, this is kind of high, so push a button, pull this out, step goes down, Bradley goes up. Plenty of space back here, and guess what? More charging ports. I love this. This is like a futuristic hotel. USB ports everywhere, plugs everywhere. Back here, you've got 240 volt. You can actually power a house, by the way. You can plug in anything you want back here. USB, USB-C. Slide it in. It's a nice ruler back here for measuring things. This is a really smart thing too. This little clip here, Ford says, you know, a lot of construction people are using this, or maybe you're a DIY crafter and you've got something you need to cut. You can put it here, use a clamp to pinch, because you can't pinch all the way around this big truck bed. Hold it, saw it off over there. How are you gonna saw without power? You're in the middle. Oh, you're plugging it in right here. Love it. Of course, it's an electric truck, which means you gotta charge it. Where do you do that? Right up here. Push, pop, throw in your charger, get a coffee, boom. Lightning charged, just like that. All right. How about the interior of this thing, huh? First off, it's super hot in here because there's a panoramic sunroof and we're in Miami. But other than that, very comfortable. This upgraded package has the Bang & Olufsen sound system. You got all kinds of plugs and ports for your friend here who needs to do some homework while you're driving. Oh, and by the way, this is super nifty. I love the ingenuity of all this. This handle here, you push a button, goes down, out of the way, and now little laptop work. Time to put the car back in drive, shift up, grab it, and go. Giant touch screen here controlling everything from your Apple CarPlay to your navigation. The Bang & Olufsen all around is a great sound system, so that's fantastic. The interior has kind of this denim with cross-color stitching. The seat is very comfortable. You've got a wireless charging pad up front. You've got all the stuff that you would need to tow, including really smart tow accessories and abilities. You got storage up here. You got storage down here. You got storage in here. What else do you need? And you have storage in the truck bed. Great seating position. You know, the beauty of this is the inside just feels like a truck. Ford says pretty much from the A-pillar in front of the driver all the way back, just normal F-150. All the changes have happened really kind of underneath the car and obviously under the hood. I'm loving this thing. All right, to the patient person goes the spoils. Sunglasses on because I'm rocking a rad ride. Let me turn my AC down a little bit here. All right, mirrors are good. Here we go. Obviously very quiet, leaving the parking lot here on this Ford event. This is it. This is the Ford F-150 Lightning, new for 2022. Yes, it's a pickup truck. Yes, it's an EV. But more than that, this might be one of the most important EVs so far. Why is that? Well, because the Ford F-150 is the best-selling pickup truck of all time. And a lot of people think electric vehicles, they're lame, they're weak. We want something with some muscle, something that makes a lot of sound. Well, how about 452 horsepower and more than 700 pound-feet of torque? That's what you're getting here, thanks to 2 motors. Obviously, there's no engine up front, so you got a frunk. But underneath the hood, as it were, are 2 electric motors, one on the front, one in the back, getting this car going real quick. This is a very heavy truck, too. From the front, it drives really well. Obviously, all that weight is going to make you feel some type of way. I'm going to feel some type of way as I come out here. All right, so here I'm going from 10 miles an hour. Whoa. And 60. Okay. Woo! How about that? I just checked the windows because this car is so quiet that as this big block is rolling through the air with 700 some pound-feet of torque pushing it, it's making some noise. It's not bad noise, just sounds like one of the windows is open a little bit. So smooth. Woof. One of the things you'll notice about the F-150 Lightning is that it feels just like any other pickup truck for that matter. It's not styled crazy. It doesn't scream, "I'm electric" on the outside. There's a lot of use case for this when we're talking about construction site. You can plug all your tools in. Personally, I love the utility of it because I've never been a truck person. So the idea to me of buying a truck, especially if you've got kids, never really made sense. Because it's like, where am I going to put the bags and the strollers for the road trip and all that? Oh, I can put it in the bed, but what if it starts raining? What if we go to the bathroom? Whatever. I don't want my stuff stolen. So having that frunk up front is like, what a great use of that. What a great capability of this truck to be able to use the frunk as essentially that of a sedan. And a lot of people talk towing. Towing isn't a huge thing for me, but with the special tow package, you can pull up to 10,000 pounds. That's a lot, by the way. And there's some really cool ingenuity in here. So Ford has this really cool feature called intuitive range. What that does is it calculates the trailer that you're pulling. You type in what trailer it is, figures out the weight, figures out the temperature, figures out the route that you're going, and it adjusts your range expectations accordingly. Because that's another problem with electric vehicles, is people are like, oh, what if I get stranded? It's gonna take me so long to charge up. And that's true, those are warranted thoughts. But the reality is, if you're driving anything less than a couple hundred miles, the base model of this is 250 miles of range. You probably don't drive that in a day. Probably, that's just my guess. Maybe, but I'm thinking probably not. All right, let's change lanes. Oh, acceleration, wow. You can get going very fast in this without knowing. That could be a problem if you're a heavy-footed driver, because this thing will move, and it's huge. It's heavy. It's heavier than a regular F-150 by a few thousand pounds because the battery is so heavy. It does give it a little lower center of gravity because of the placement of the battery, but still worth noting that this thing is it can get going fast. Now I wanted to get a launch video where the camera's on the ground and you see this thing take off, but I talked to one of the personnel, one of the staff people, and they said the second the Miami police know that there's some stuff happening and people are driving crazy, they shut it down, you're in trouble. I'm not here to get in trouble, I'm here to have fun. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I already see a couple of cops up here just sitting, waiting to pooch. So hold up, I might be able to do a little rocket start over here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So that's the F-150 Lightning. Coming to a dealer soon.